This is Harmony 101, the 10 most important movements that target the most common weaknesses that I see in most people. So, once you master these little movements and tweaks in your body, it will change the way you move. Let's get going. We're going to begin with Pilates footwork. So, on the reformer, we always start with footwork because it helps us connect to all of the little nerve endings at the bottoms of the feet. So, we can do that standing. We can simulate the same thing. Let's take the feet just a little bit wider than hip distance apart and roll through the feet, spreading out the toes and just waking up all those little muscles, spreading out your toes, waking up your joints. And let's hold the heels up. You can take your hands to your hips. If you have a chair, you need to hold on to something, please do so. Let's bend one knee, lower the other heel, lift and switch, lift and switch, rolling through the feet, waking them up, getting grounded. And do a little body scan here. Notice if you're holding on to any tension anywhere. We're lifting through the crown of the head. Take a full breath, bringing your oxygen into every cell in your body. Exhaling it all out through your mouth like you're blowing out of a straw. Last 4, 3, and 2, and 1. And there are so many variations of Pilates footwork, but for now, we're just going to stick to that basic one. I want to keep this easy for you to remember and do on your own. The next one is our Pilates stance. And this is something that you can practice every day, all the time, and you'll get to the point where you just do it naturally. And that's what we're going for. So heels are together, and it's as if you have a zipper zipping up from your heels all the way up to your crown, wrapping your seat, pulling into the center line of the body. Okay, so spreading out the toes, and then think about your inner thighs magnetically pulling in towards one another. You're wrapping your seat, pulling the bones in your tush towards one another. Tailbone heavy towards the ground. Ribs are flat. And let's make a little box with the arms, genie arms. You're gently pulling on your forearms, creating more space in the upper back and shoulder blades. Take a full breath in through the nose and add a little releve. Come up to your tippy toes, keeping the heels together, and lower back down. Take a deep inhale. Slowly lift your heels as you lift through the crown and lower down. Maintaining our scapula to rib connection, heavy tailbone. One more time, deep breath in. Lift through the crown, keeping so much space between the ribs and the hips. I know it's a lot to think about. And lower back down. All right, from here, take your feet wide. With your feet turned out towards the corners of your mat, hands on your thighs, flatten out your back. Abs are drawn in towards your spine. This is spinal extension. Spine is long from the tailbone to the crown. From here, come into some spinal flexion. Roll the pelvis under like a wheel and flatten it back out. Take a breath. Scoop your belly button in as you round and flatten. Keep that going. Let's do 10. And flatten. Now you're moving through the pelvis, but you're not moving your upper spine. That's important. Think about that now. What's moving? What's still? Exhale to round. Inhale to flatten. And I recommend just consistently checking in with yourself, noticing if you're holding on to any tension anywhere, or if your body is trying to compensate. Last time, scoop and round. Exhale, exhale, exhale. And flatten out. Add a little rotation. Drop one shoulder. Drop your shoulder and look over the other shoulder. Back in the center and twist the other way. And center. So now there's no movement from your belly button down. We're rotating through the middle of the back and turning the chest increasing the stretch by looking all the way up at the ceiling, if that feels good. And center. Twist. So we are manipulating the spine in extension, flexion, and rotation. Now roll all the way up, stacking like links on a chain. One more time, hands on thighs, flat back, lengthen and up, extension. Scoop your abs in and roll back up to the top. Big shoulder rolls. All right, so that is a common theme in Pilates, that flexion, extension, rotation. So the more you move the spine like that, the more supple it will be, and then the better you'll move. So those are our 5 standing movements. Let's come down to the ground, and you get to lie down. Now get your spine stretched out. Sorry, my back's a little wrinkled here. And then take your legs up to a tabletop position. And take a minute to get yourself here. Crawl your hips or take your hips side to side. And then you're creating more space in your lower back. Hands on your thighs, take a full breath, and exhale, just put a little pressure. Use a little opposition, pushing your legs into your hands and vice versa, connecting to your core. All right, now you're in a nice flat neutral pelvis, your tailbone is down, and you're ready for what's called a knee fold. Tap one foot down to the floor and lift it back up. Other side, tap and lift. Now you're hinging from your hip, opening up that crease between your pelvis and your femur bones, as opposed to hinging from the knees. Okay, so if you feel your lower back arching, you should make your movement smaller. Okay, so you don't have to come all the way down just yet, but you do have to initiate from your center and keep your pelvis still. Last 2 and 1. Place your feet down with your feet hip distance apart. And again, just wiggle your hips a little bit side to side, creating more space in your lower back and your hips. All right, now maintaining our flat neutral pelvis, reach your fingers to the sky and lift to your C curve. Exhale, lift to the tips of your shoulder blades, reaching towards your heels, and lower back down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift back up. And as you're moving your upper spine, keep your pelvis flat. It's so important. The most common error with this is allowing your pelvis to tilt here. So think in terms of what's moving, what's still. Come all the way up to the tips of your shoulder blades, using your thoracic spine, the middle of your back, as opposed to your neck. We'll just do one more here. Inhale, heel up, and lower down. Now, I would rather you do 3 perfect ones than 10 messy ones. Always remember that. With Pilates, with all of this movement that I'm teaching you, it's always quality, not quantity. Okay, so we're building up, we're building our endurance. It's so important that you focus in and just do the best you can every time. All right, next up is the pelvic tilt. So I just went from telling you to keep your pelvis completely flat to tilting it. And you're creating a whole new connection to your pelvis. Think of your pelvis like the mothership of your body. And you have to be really connected and it needs to be strong. So from here, you tilt and you flatten. You curl up and you flatten. Now, as you're doing this, relax your legs, relax your glutes, keep your feet flat, and just connect to those lower abs. Keep it going. Exhale, lift, 2, 1, and lower. And notice where you might hold on to tension here. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed, chest open. One more tilt, lift, 2, 1, and lower. Arms are coming out to the sides. Legs come up to tabletop. So our knees are right over the hips and your shins are parallel to the floor. Let's do windshield wipers. Halfway over to the right. Lift back up. Knees go halfway over to the left. And you lift back up. Now there's no movement from the ribs up. And that's important. Again, it's a thoracic twist. Over for 2 and lift for 2. Using your obliques. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower. We'll do one more each way. And hold it. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll on up to seated. And your final exercise is quadruped. Basically, any exercise on your hands and knees. Any different way of doing this is fine because we can do straight arms, we can bend in. There are so many different variations. We'll find the one that's best for you, starting with the hands under the shoulders, the knees under the hips, coming into a neutral spine. This is important breathing. Inhale through your nose and allow your belly to drop like a pregnant mama kitty. Now, as you exhale, scoop your belly button in, suck your tailbone, suck your belly button in towards your spine, and lower back down again. Let your belly drop. Inhaling, inhaling, inhaling. Exhaling, scoop your belly button in. And notice if your spine is moving. Keep it completely still. All right, holding the abdominals drawn in, extend your right arm. And maybe, if it feels good, your left leg. It's always the opposites. Fingers and toes reaching wall to wall. A common error with this is allowing that hip to rotate out. So you have to keep both hips pointing down to the floor. Think of your arm and leg like springs reaching out of your body. And take them back down. Other side, left arm, keeping your belly button drawn in, keeping your spine long. Right leg, stretching, fingers and toes reaching in opposition. Your right arm is screwed into your shoulder, keeping your shoulders safe. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And relax down. Coming up onto your toes. Let's lift the hips. Let your head hang. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Always yes for all your good intentions. And roll up your spine. Take a deep breath. You're in your Pilates stance. Reach your arms up, bringing your hands together to prayer and just down to your heart center. And thank you for joining me.